大家好，我是 Ting， 我们今天继续来玩《天国降临：救赎2》。好，我们前一集这个主线解到这边哈，然后就是拉博斯这边被攻击嘛，那不晓得以后还可不可以回来这个城堡的部分，那之后再看吧。然后我们接下来是因为这个西吉斯蒙德下令要求这个库滕贝格市议会呢去袭击这个犹太社区的部分哈，所以我们现在要急着跟这个拉比，然后还有三缪尔回去，应该是协助撤离吧。估计就是会像我上一集末讲的这个，会有那个城市里面的这个巷战，应该会有这样的桥段，所以我也是蛮期待这一集的。我现在他妈的开锁会不会被抓？我等哈。哇，这东西是可以直接这样拿的。有黑色羽毛。可以耶，妈的，现在已经没人管了是吧？好扯啊！哇，出乎意料哎。现在这个状态，大家已经直接就失魂了，所以我就是想拿什么就拿什么的状态啊。黑色羽毛，记得好像黑色羽毛好像是可以换东西。哦，这个是这样的吗？这边有箱子。好，走之前把这边搜刮搜刮，是为了我们伟大的事业一点小小的捐献。好吧，也就这样。那我们接下来就是要跟着他们一起离开了应该列兹敦斯登会跟我们一起的，但是他说他会带人一起来，那我就不知道他能招到多少人。好
，We can go.
Thank God you're all right. On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubienka, what brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast here, so I came to grab a bit of meat. And I see, instead of that, you have a massacre here.
Well, the real massacre is yet to come if we don't do something fast. We have to get to Kuttenberg. Can we borrow the wagon you arrived on?
But of course, I borrowed it too, if you know what I mean, but,
Could you stop blabbering already? We don't have the time.
Easy, Ingele. And you, sir, if you can, come with us and help us.
All right. But could you please tell me what the fuck is going on?
I'll explain to you on the way. Time is running out.
Are you coming too, Sir John?
Of course. Do you think that's a good idea? No offense, sir, but you're no great warrior.
I'm not. But I'm not just going to sit here and wait, either.
All right, then. Let's go.
出逃记是不是夜见那个出埃及记的那个意思啊？我想看一下英文原文，它是讲的是什么
Perish. Can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to get everyone out of there fast.
Bloody hell. I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Don't worry. We'll save your mother.
And everyone else too. Don't forget that.
You seem to care an awful lot about these people, sir.
Are you surprised? It's all my fault. If they weren't helping me...
That droid of Sigismund, may his name be erased, would have found some other excuse to get rid of us.
Look, it's not that I don't feel sorry for you, but don't you think maybe we could make the horses go a little faster? At this pace, we won't make it there in a week.
Samuel, how... What was the story with your mother and Martin?
Do you really want to talk about this right now?
It may be the last chance we get. We could both be dead in a while.
All right. But like I said, I never actually knew Martin. He once came to Kuttenberg and fell in love with my mother. But she is the daughter of a rabbi. Obviously, she could not marry a goy.
And tonight, you will see why.
If you want, Mummy will surely tell you more. If we can get there in time. What was he like? I mean, Martin.
He was a good man.
Seriously. Whip those fucking horses!
All right. Schnell! Schnell!
好了，不让聊了，直接快速旅行。还挺远的。
What's the matter? Why are we stopping?
We will walk from here. We cannot drive right into those murderers' arms.
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sheol.
There are many abandoned mine shafts under the town. One of them ends here.
Won't it collapse on our heads?
We'll find out soon enough. Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have
I would be happier.
哦，他们卡住的时候会算加速了，好鬼畜，算 bug 吗？等一下，他们前面人呢？哇，他没走太快了吧？而且后面这两个 B 又没有对话。走太慢了。刚刚那个有点像是，比较像是 bug， 它这个人物突然加速的感觉，有点像是模组或什么的问题。
This isn't the way I should go.
Follow me.
啊，我们这是要走这边呢。
Hopefully we'll find it quickly. I left a stack of my papers in the tavern. And if they fall into Sigismund's hands, people in other towns will die too.
Do you think we're gonna make it in time? To find the papers? Save the people?
I pray we can, Henry. There's nothing more I can do. Hopefully everything will be all right at the tavern. My stash is locked away, and Samuel's friends are guarding the place. But who knows what the situation is like in the streets now?
Are you afraid?
Me? Do you have any idea how many times I've had to run from a burning town or deal with a hired assassin?
Yeah. More than once, I reckon.
A lot more, I can tell you. But I admit, I was afraid every single time. Damn it.
What's the matter?
The door leading up to the tavern is open. Samuel's men wouldn't have left it like this. Somebody else must have got in.
I think there's someone walking up there.
Go and check it out. If they took anything down here, they mustn't get out alive. I'll gather up my things in the meantime. I'll meet you outside the tavern.
好，杀光酒馆里所有人，了解。啊，游戏已经死了，烦。发现了2个死酒。感冒还没完全好，拍谁？杀人犯，王八蛋！高阶学术研究。
Search the whole place, they say. Bring any important-looking documents. How the fuck should I know what an important document? None.雅各，哎呀，这些龙套全死光了。他这 bug， 他已经打开了，可是动画又那个。哎，有19。好，赶快回去。通往庭院的门，整个挡好了，门不要乱开。
Baruch Hashem, Henry. You're all right.
Sam, you're back already? How does it look outside?
A few of the cutthroats got in over the walls, but we dealt with them. But there are more outside the gate.
4 of them were here in the tavern too.
Fortunately, they didn't take anything important. But your friends paid for it with their lives.
What?
I'm so sorry. If it's any consolation, Henry here has already taken care of those cutthroats.
But they didn't look like they just came to the tavern by chance. Eric must have sent them. I'm really sorry about your friends. We got here too late.
There was nothing you could do. Benavis Hamartes. This Eric is really pissing me off. I've never laid eyes on him, yet I cannot wait to wring his neck.
What about your mother? Is she alright?
She is, thank God. I told her to get ready, and we would come for her right away.
Alright, we got what we came for, so we better get out of here, eh?
I'm sure Mama is waiting for us. We have to take her to the shul.
You go ahead. I'll lock the tavern and block the secret passageway so no one else can get in.
But sir, if any more of them come here...
I can take care of myself. Now go. God be with you.
我觉得他这好像就是有点像立 flag， 感觉他就是会出事。
We have to get to the shul fast. Can you walk?
I can't.
Don't worry. I'll help you. Henry, go and get Mummy. She will be in that house on the left. Bring her here.
Holy Himmel! What's the matter? Where's Sam?
Don't worry, ma'am. He sent me to take you to him.
Mein Gott! What happened to him?
Nothing. He's out on the street helping the wounded. Let's go now. We're out of time.
Wait! Who are you anyway?
My name is Henry. I'm, Do you remember Martin, the blacksmith?
Of course I do.
I'm his... son.
Was sagst du?
Sam told me that...
Watch out! More are coming! Run to the back. It might be safer there.
What's going on?
Sam, are you all right?
I'm fine, but we will talk when you are safe. Now run!
We have to get to the synagogue. But how?
Through the backyard. Follow me. Watch out! They're shooting at us! From the ramparts! Get rid of them! Baruch Hashem, they're gone. We have to keep going. Through the yards.
哇，还好我有带弓箭。
That is you. Can you help them?
Please leave her alone, or...
Keine Gnade!
We cannot. We have to go this way. Through the house.
Come on, then!
哎，是不是还有个敌人？靠腰。
Mummy, are you all right?
I'm fine. But what about you, mein Kind?
I'm still alive. We can talk later. Now, we have to go.
Kiss them all down!
Come on!
What the hell?
What is it, fuckers? Rather slaughter women and the defenseless?
Let's go! What's going on up there?
Go inside. Quick. To the fucking task.
I've never been so glad to see you two.
In need of a helping hand, are you?
No, I just don't want to die here alone.
There they are!
Well, now we're really fucked.
We mustn't get inside. We have to hold them back! For how long, though? As long as we need to! Frantic's bastard
就
is
是这一
mine!
段。
I shall split!
Come on up! Get the fucker out! Damn it! Damn it! Do it!
Hamish, still not enough?
现在砍到3个人了。 这个应该就是那个民兵队，布拉格民兵队。这不过盔甲都比较好，跟一开始进的那个差很多。
You in a flash! No, you don't!
Come on! Everyone's inside!
Henry, come on! Let's go!
God more me. Let's go. It's this way. Damn. That was a close shave. I reckon I should go to Samuel's mother and talk to her about Martin. I won't get another chance.
There's nothing we can do now.
还好逃出
We
来。
must get the wounded out of here first.
Are we just supposed to...
Where is Miriam? Where is she?
I still hear it. The screaming. Return, O Lord. How long should thou be wrathful? Have compassion for thy servants. Fill us with the mercy every morning, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days.
这游戏在以色列会被审核吗？
Where is Miriam?
Jong Iro, ani eileicho eftoch. Wenn ich hab gehad Meures, bin ich säumig auf Hashem.
Das hast du mir schon so oft gesagt. Es ist noch
好
schwer.
有那种感觉，就是真的是有 游戏玩久了，大家都会觉得啊，翻译理所当然。但其实他们真的就是拿自己的外语在讲的时候，你那种听不懂那种尴尬感，感受到。尤其是这么重大的事件，你还想知道大家的讨论的内容的时候，这叫沙拉。沙拉是犹太名。
Are you all right?
I'm fine, lad. I thank you for everything.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Mein Gott, boy. Have you not helped us enough already? Now we have to manage on our own.
I know this might not be the best time, but do you think we could talk about Martin?
Right now? Well, all right then. How is Martin actually?
He died. It's only been a few months.
Oh,
Sigismund burned down my village. Pa went to help Ma and... well... they both died there.
I am sorry to hear that, lad. But that is the Martin I knew. He always put others first. At least you survived. That would make Martin happy.
I'm sorry I don't have better news to give you.
Do not worry about it. I am just sad he died before he could meet Samuel.
Is everything all right?
Yes. Do not worry. We were just talking about Martin.
How did you meet Martin, if I may ask?
It was such a long time ago. He wanted to open a blacksmith shop in town, but there was no place among your people, so he tried his luck in our quarter.
And that's where he met you?
The rabbi gathered the good men so they could decide whether we wanted to have a goy blacksmith. And Martin wouldn't stop looking at me all night. Then it went Schlag auf Schlag.
So what happened that made Martin leave you?
My Martin would never leave me. My father found out we were seeing each other and did his best to drive him away. To marry a goy is isur deoraisa, forbidden. But Martin would not give in, and we kept seeing each other, until one day I was ubore.
That means pregnant?
Yes. My father knew that if word got out, he would not be able to avoid the shame. So he did not miss a beat and took me out of town in secret. I did not even have time to tell Martin the news. I was gone for almost 4 years. In the meantime, my father told everyone that he had married me off. But my husband died. And he only let me come back when he was sure people had accepted it.
Did Martin not go looking for you when you suddenly disappeared?
People said he did go looking for me, even as far as Kolin. But he did not find out anything at all.
If only he had gone all the way to Prague.
Even if he went to the very edge of the world, it would not have been enough. Father would have hidden me somewhere else.
And what about you? Did you ever find another man after that?
No. My father called me a widow, so I stayed a widow.
And he didn't try to find anyone else for you?
You know he did, but it never worked out. I made sure of that.
And did you ever go looking for Martin?
I asked around, but no one remembered anything. Or they chose not to. That was probably my father's doing too. And I could not just leave and go looking for him around the world. I had to take care of Samuel. That was the most important thing.
All right. That's about it.
Before you go, tell me, what was Martin like as a father?
Well, he was strict with me, but not too much. Especially in the forge, he worked me hard. So I dream about him quite often. About that last day and what he said to me while we were forging a sword together. He said a life of adventure can be over before it begins. And that blacksmithing might be a dull job, but I keep my head on my neck.
He was absolutely right.
Well, look at me now.
You saved all our lives. Martin would be proud of you. He raised you well.
I'm sorry to keep you this long, but... well, I never thought I'd have a brother, even if not related by blood.
Well, I did not expect that either. And thank you, my almost brother. If it was not for you,
I do not know how today would have ended. What are your plans now?
I'll go back to the Devil's Den. To Zizka and the others. We need to figure out what to do next.
I will see you there then. But first, I have to escort everyone to Colleen. I do not want anything to happen to them on the way.
Everything should be all right now.
Take care of yourselves, dear brother. I will see you this time tomorrow at the Devil's Den.
Have a safe journey.
Sei gesund.
莎拉为什么是一个最宿醉的状态？月
Thank you, Henry, for everything.
啊，中世纪的犹太人啊，没办法。竟有澡盆吗？我实在是不想对话的时候一直看到那个一直都是血的这个，全都是血的脸。不晓得之后犹太区还能不能进得去。这边有个新任务了，科林应该不在这。OK， 让他们有太多那种任务是主线过了到一定程度就不能解的那种支线，对我来讲就很痛苦。好，问一下列支敦斯登。
You managed to get the documents. What's next for you? Will you go to Jobst or come with us to the Devil's Den?
I've been thinking about it, and the time for spying is over. There's no one to convince, no one to break, no one to blackmail.
So what then? You going home?
Not yet. Actually, I'll escort these people first. I feel responsible for what happened, and maybe I can at least make up for it a little bit.
I wouldn't have thought a spy could be so conscience-stricken.
I may not have been in this world all that long, but I've done a lot of things already. Some good, some bad. But unfortunately, even the good ones can have bad consequences. So many people dead. Driven out of their homes and into poverty. All that, just because they helped me.
There's a war going on. People are dying.
But that doesn't mean we can't feel sorry for them.
All right. Have it your way. Have a safe journey, Sir John of Liechtenstein. God be with you.
And with you, Henry of Skalitz. Take care.
所以这样算是列支敦斯登已经下线了，是吧？因为看起来他跟这些人去科林应该短时间不会回来。可惜了，我觉得这角色还不错啊。可惜他在这边没有太多的一些支线或什么的派给我。说实在，他登场真的蛮短，而且他感觉他是比较剧情上感觉给他规划的定位是比较懂，就是要怎么利用这些人际网。像我们前面那个白银之路也是他给的这个一条路嘛。不过说实在的，真的等到仗全面开打的时候，他这招的确就没什么用。好吧，看一下拉比有什么话讲。
We survived. For a while there, I thought we were gonna die.
Many have died, indeed. It is a hard trial to go through. So many lives lost, the Shul in flames.
I'm so sorry. There was nothing more we could do.
You are right. It was too late. How happy I would be if we could get everyone out. But what is done is done.
What will you do now?
Now we must find help in some other community of believers. We will try our luck in Colin. Many of us have relatives there.
Do you think you'll be pursued?
Well, the mercenaries might follow us, but hopefully it will not come to that. Chas v'sholem. We will split up into smaller groups, so we don't attract much attention until we get farther away from the town. Besides, who would chase us when we have nothing? We left everything behind in the town.
So the agreement with the lords in Rabors no longer stands, eh?
What makes you think that? Do you not trust us?
I do, but you've lost everything. I don't think you'll be able to contribute to our army anymore.
It is true that the Kuttenberg Kehile cannot pay for the army now, but others might, Be'ezras Hashem. Especially when they get word of what happened here.
Sarah told me you drove Martin the blacksmith out of town. Why would you do that?
I had my reasons.
But if you hadn't done it, he might still be alive.
Perhaps. But what about you? If he had not raised you, would you be here today helping us?
No. Probably not. Who knows what my mother would have done without him. God be with you, Rabbi.
Sei gesinnt, and please, watch over Samuel.
哎，这边大概就这样。我有预感，我觉得他们应该还是会被追击，不知道又有人被抓。他们剩下那些人，一看就知道那个烧完废墟里面没有尸体，就知道他们一定是走什么地下道什么跑掉了。对，这个铁定是，哎，难受啊。对，好了，我们主线看来就到这一段虎穴嘛。问杰斯卡，我在想我们要先去找完杰斯卡，还是先把这个火花给找这个工会使者，把这个支线先解了。有一点犹豫啊。现在是早上吗？还是晚上？早上，所以他还没上班。那个印记在这边比较合理一点。玉啊！好吧，我们先回旅馆好了。先算了，这样剧情连贯性的问题，我觉得我们先去找杰斯卡好了。获救的男人。干。
Go to hell!
哇，大师版！
What do you want?
我还以为是一些随机事件要触发，结果妈的
I'm all yours!
干，浪费我的时间。哎，库比叶卡我们刚刚没看到啊，他已经回鬼巢9款了吗？那我直接去洗衣服好了。这个是哪位？昆明 shit。 啊，哥德温在2楼。找一下哦，人都在这。先找一下，看一下库比耶卡在哪。他不会还没来吧？他把人死哪里去了？
You're always welcome here, noble sir.
勾特斯金竟然在这里。
Goatskin, there's another thing. What about those things you stole from that scholar? You know what I mean? I'd like to learn something.
What is this about?
这个应该是亚诺斯哦。对，库比耶卡。可是我刚才那边没有看到库比耶卡，库比耶卡有死吗？没有啊，动画有他。什么？这什么奇怪的 bug？ 没有特殊触发什么特殊对话。秦圣又喝得醉醺醺。
Sir Vakilin, you've had an exciting life. Tell me some stories.
Bien sûr. Your interest is gratifying and quite understandable.
Where does the name Brabant come from?
That is simple. My compatriots call me that because I am originally from Brabant province. And the name stuck. One day, I shall tell you about my place of birth, but I am sure you will long to hear about the conquest of Arezzo, yes? Or would you rather hear how I saved the King of France from certain death?
Arezzo sounds interesting.
And so it was. That is where I earned my knighthood from the great Enguerrand de Concy himself, the commander of our Naples campaign. Enguerrand arranged his forces for battle, and I was put in charge of one of the cavalry units. Out of nowhere, the enemy appeared on our unprotected flank, and Enguerrand set me to hold them back so our main force could regroup. But I saw a gap in the enemy's main phalanx. I sounded the charge and sped forwards.
Wasn't that rather risky?
Un chevalier français fears nothing.
I reckon King Sigismund would think otherwise after Constantinople.
That was completely different. Alors, I caught them by surprise. I hacked my way to their standard and broke through all the way to the enemy's reservoirs. My attack sowed confusions in the enemy's ranks that encouraged the overlords who raced to join me, scattering everything in their path. And that is how we won the famous victory at Arezzo. Seeing that the force that was supposed to protect them had been routed. The city then surrendered to us. No doubt you had no inkling at Maleshov what a knight you had the honor to meet. And of course my feats on the field of battle do not end there.
A bold maneuver.
Quite right. Courage is my middle name. Just as Monsieur Chapon says, Audantes Fortuna Juva. That day I was the bravest of them all and won the day.
So you disobeyed your commander and left your flank exposed? Your attack could have ended in a total fiasco. You were lucky the others came to your assistance and your entire force didn't collapse.
I hear thee speaking, but you are still wet behind the ears. So, I can forgive you. In short, I saw an opportunity and took it. Moments like that can decide entire wars.
What did your commander have to say?
He made me a knight and sent me to the royal court to inform the sovereign of our triumph.
I reckon he wanted to get you out of his hair.
Do not talk nonsense.
有道理。看来是真的想把他支开，因为他打了大胜仗是英雄，他不好当面弄他。
What other feats have you performed in battle?
Oh, many, mon ami. For one battle does not make a warrior. It would take a week to recount them all, so I will just tell you about my second greatest feat. On the Italian field, we faced John Hawkwood, a ruthless Englishman and a fearsome warrior. Surrounded, we were at his mercy. Night fell, and we knew he would attack at dawn, and that would be it. But just then, Providence put an idea in my mind.
Did you set some kind of trap?
You could say so. Unobserved, I mounted my horse and set off to find help. And, La Dame Chance was exceedingly kind to me that day. As I rode away, by chance, I stepped it off of our horses. Thinking we were trying to break through, Les Anglais went to head them off. But while the English were occupied with Myceli, our units managed to flee. I saved many men from certain death that night, and many lords from the disgrace of capture. Needless to say, I was generously rewarded for my valor.
我们要继续酸他吗？酸到最后面会不会出什么选项？
That is indeed incredible. But you were just trying to flee, weren't you?
I wanted to bring reinforcements, but as I say, I merely follow Providence, and she guides my steps, from triumph to triumph, wherever I go. Stick close to me, Henri, and Providence will favor you too.
How did you save the King of France?
With Providence as my guide, mon ami, I came to the court from the field of battle to bring news of our victory, because, and remember this, the bearer of good news is always rewarded and cherished. But the king was in a bad mood and did not wish to be disturbed. Maybe I thought the news of our victory will dispel his ill humor.
How could you tell him if he didn't want to be disturbed?
Ha! I climbed up to his balcony and into his chambers to surprise him with the joyful tidings. And lo and behold, the king was writhing and gasping on the floor, overcome by one of his fits. Wasting not a moment, I dashed over to him and unblocked his throat, thus saving his life. In return, the king bestowed on me the title of Échanson, or cupbearer, and other generous gifts. And I then spent a while in his service at court. Unfortunately, though, even the king's favor does not last forever, and minor mistakes can come to overshadow good deeds.
What happened at court that led to you being out of favor?
Well, perhaps I shall tell you some other time. Would you not rather hear about the glorious duel between Le Gris and Carouge?
他该不会是跟国王的情人或什么的？宫廷里面的侍女什么的乱搞的。哎，这家伙好像是运气很好的一个蠢蛋，油腔滑调。可是能油腔滑调，应该又不算蠢蛋。我们继续困难好了，继续扣声望。
Tell me what happened at court that caused you to lose favor.
Ah, a major setback and a gross injustice, mon ami. It is an unhappy memory, because it was the first time that La Dame Chance abandoned me.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. We can all learn from our failures. And I bet even your failures make for great stories.
Oui, that is certainly true. Very well then. I suffered a combination of misfortunes all at once. But bad luck in business and on a hunt were the worst of all.
You were in business?
Of course. I come from Brabant province, home to the greatest entrepreneur of all. My birthplace gave me an unrivaled nose for coin and the reputation of a financial expert. I was nicknamed the Seer of Louvain, and also the End of Midas. That is, until I persuaded an important nobleman to invest a large sum in maritime trade with Africa. All the ships he bought sank in a tempest. He had to sell off part of his estates to pay off his creditors. Of course, he wrongly blamed me for everything and turned many influential courtiers against me. But my advice was sound. He was simply punished by God for fornicating with every wench from the Pyrenees to Brittany, bragging about it and thus bringing shame on his gentle wife. I told him as much, but some people never admit their mistakes and prefer to blame others.
Just a moment.
A sea voyage from France to Africa? You must have known that was a massive risk.
A risk, perhaps. But think of the fortune to be made. A man must think big if he wants to achieve greatness, no?
Big ideas often lead to big trouble. Storms, pirates, sea monsters, uncharted waters. It was a disaster waiting to happen, Baron. You should have tried the Baltic trade route.
You are right. That would have been safer. But that is under Hanseatic control and there is too much competition. Africa, mon ami, that is the land of opportunity. The Arabs sell to the Portuguese via Ceuta, and they sell on to us. Just imagine selling further and trading directly with African kings, cutting out all of those middlemen. Remember this, because one day I will be proven right.
这好像跟那个香料贸易没有关系，它这个是去跟非洲贸易啊。我记得好像鄂图曼应该也没有打到，应该没有把整个南非打下来，但把整个北非打下来啊，没什么印象，我记得没有。还是有啊，其实我有点忘了，要去看一下。起码这个时间应该还没有。 这个时间还在伊斯坦堡，还在打伊斯坦堡附近嘛？对，伊斯坦堡还没打下来。来看一下打猎事件。
What was the hunting incident?
We were out in the royal hunting grounds when I caught sight of a white stag. There had long been rumors about it, so imagine the prestige I would have gained by getting it. I set off after it, pierced its flank with arrows, and unleashed the hounds to finish it off. When I arrived, it turned out that my aunt had not killed a stag, but the horse of a lady, a court favorite of the queen's. I fell out of her favor, and all the doors became closed to me.
You were damned unlucky. But that could have happened to anyone, couldn't it?
Quite right. I'm glad you are sensible enough to agree with me. A misfortune like that, which could indeed happen to anyone, would make lesser men roll with laughter. But the other lords were afraid I would outshine them, so they were waiting for a chance to get rid of me. And that chance came along, unfortunately.
Luckery and Cargouche. Sounds like a pair of jesters.
En aucun cas. Jacques Le Gris and Jean de Carouge. These two great knights were in a legal dispute over an estate. But above all, when de Carouge was on a campaign, Le Gris fornicated with his wife. She claimed that he had raped her, while he said he had seduced him. And because everyone swore to their own truth on the Bible, the matter had to be settled by combat. First, they jousted. Then they fought on foot with sword and axe. Le Gris thought victory was in his grasp, but de Carouge suddenly pounced on him, wrested him to the ground, and beat him so terribly that he knocked off his helmet and cuirass. Even so, Legris refused to admit his guilt, and de Carouge drove a dagger through his neck. And if you promise not to tell, I will let you into a secret about that dagger.
他讲的是这个对决哦，是这个年代了，我都忘了。这个是之前雷利·史考特拍的那部片的，很有名啊，忘了叫什么对决的。结果是那个主角是那个麦特戴蒙演的，还有那个演开罗任的那个，忘了他叫什么？他叫亚当还是什么？有点忘了，反正演开罗任那个，他们两个决斗。对，那个一个小说改编的，对。然后说实在，我觉得那是雷利·史考特为数不多我觉得拍的很普通的一个电影。可是我觉得那可能是原作的关系，因为他等于是那个电影是从第一视角，就是被绿的先生，然后应该说那个第一个是那个强调是他是被诱惑的那个骑士，就是开罗任演的那一位，然后再来是被带妻子被玷污的很不爽的那个丈夫的那个骑士麦特戴蒙演，然后最后才是那个妻子的角度，从妻子的角度去看所有事情的事实真相这样子。所以我觉得他那个拍摄手法，我觉得那个如果是小说的话，应该会比较好看，但是拍成电影那样的呈现的手法，好像有一点说呢，没有很高明，必须要讲，对，因为他就是第一个片段，然后再来就是第二个视角的时候，把第一个忽略的一些片段补进来，慢慢把那个画面补进来。就其实同样的故事重复看3遍，可是是看不同的细节。对电影来讲就不是那么精彩，然后最后的那个对决就打得很肮脏，对。然后我记得正史上那两个骑士对决的时候，好像都50几岁了，所以是两个以中世纪来讲已经算很老的，对。然后还打得这么激烈、很惨烈的一场对决的。原来他讲的是这个事情，现在是同年代发生的事啊。我只能说战马工作室还挺，我只能说他们在中世纪的这一些事件啊、背景什么铺垫的是相当用心。这游戏我觉得不晓得今年有没有后续的，像什么赤色沙漠或什么的，有没有办法打败它。要是后面都一般的话，我真的觉得这一部目前都还是我心中的一个年度游戏。我也是蛮希望颁给他，因为这游戏我真的觉得玩到现在是蛮喜欢。中世纪题材，然后又这么的代入感又营造的这么好，这样子。好，我们继续这个。
Tell me the secret. I promise I'll keep it to myself.
Bien. As I say, de Carouge killed Legris with a dagger. And I found that dagger in the mud after the duel. A blessed blade, an instrument of divine justice. The dagger that ended the last trial by combat France ever witnessed. An item of great value. So, I had several copies made and sold them to rich French noblemen. That is how I first came into wealth. And I used the coin to buy the horse and armor I needed to set off in pursuit of glory in battle.
Ha! That was a good idea. I'd never have thought of that.
You still have a lot to learn, mon ami. But you're young, you have plenty of time. Just keep your mind and eyes open, like I did. It was one of the greatest things I ever saw, and I have seen a lot. Believe me. Half of France came to watch, including the king himself, who then banned trial by combat in France forever. I later told the story to anyone who was interested. One of my listeners, a certain Froissart, wrote my icon down and became famous. I could have written it myself, of course, but I am happy to help others find success.
哇，布拉邦真的是业务嘴。超级业务嘴。
Tell me about Brabant province. Is it far from here?
Quite far. From Bohemia, you would go to Bamberg and then follow the river Main until it joins the Rhone. Then you sail down the Rhone until it reaches the sea. And there, between the river and La Flandre, you will find Brabant, with its wealthy cities. Anvers, Bruxelles, Louvain, and many others. But those three cities are the equal of Paris, Rome, or your Prague. Both the Dukes of Burgundy and the Imperial Princes would like to annex our land to theirs, because its flourishing trade has made it rich. But like everywhere else, you can only come into wealth by birth or by enterprise, which is how I did it.
How did you end up here?
Leaving the court with a modest sum, I launched to visit faraway lands. I traveled a lot, spending time in various countries, and having many great adventures. When I learned that l'Empereur Charles, that great friend of France, had built the magnificent city of Prague in Bohème, I had to see it.
So people in foreign countries speak highly of Prague?
Bien sûr! It was abroad that I heard of King Wenceslas' Silver City and its reputed vast wealth. I bought the abandoned Miskowitz estates and shares in the cotton-bearing mines. And for a time I settled here to provide for myself and wait for King Wenceslas, whom I wished to serve. But even here fate did not let me be. When Sigismund brought his army to the city, I appointed myself to lead its defense. For how better to make King Wenceslas aware of me than by saving his beloved city? Victory was assured, but the burghers had other ideas. The city was handed over to the enemy, and I with it, stripped of my possessions. I languished in captivity, until fate again stepped in by sending you to Malishov.
Sir Vaclin, I'm surprised how well you speak our language. Where did you learn it?
Where do you think? Here, of course. Ce n'était même pas difficile. Perhaps I have already mentioned that I am guided by Providence. She endowed me with many talents, mastery of language among them. I can communicate almost everywhere in the world, and learn every new tongue in a trice. I now speak French, German, Italian, Latin, Hungarian, and Czech. Some English, though. That is only a necessary evil.
Thanks for sharing your stories with me, Sir Vaclin.
哇，这家伙吹牛逼吹了快20分钟，我还蛮精彩的。主要是他讲的那场比武对决，我蛮讶异的，刚好是应该是同时代同背景的事吧，不然不会放在这里。
What do you think of our band of outcasts?
Well, I cannot say I expected to end up in this kind of company. I am more used to royal courts or at least wealthy burghers. But a man must accept his destiny as it comes.
What do you think of Zizka?
Le Chevalier Jan? Well, he's not doing badly for a minor nobleman, but I think he will never be accepted among the higher nobles and knights. That takes a lot more. Mark my words. I am a good judge of people.
凯瑟琳睡不着觉，哪个凯瑟琳？
I can't get Catherine out of my head. I don't understand her. I'm sure you have more experience of love than me. What do you make of her? Why is she with us?
Ah, you're right. I am a connoisseur of love like I am of wine. But for my taste, Mademoiselle Catherine is of somewhat aged vintage. Though, I have to admit she's full-bodied and fragrant.
That's not really what I meant. Why is a woman like her with us?
Là est la question. I had the feeling something terrible happened to her in the past.
So do I. But what?
I have no idea. But she's fond of you, if you ask me. Try asking her, and maybe something will come of it. L'amour.
Oh, come on.
I am a good judge of people, trust me. L'amour.
那个凯瑟琳差点忘了，太久没看到她了。
What do you think of Sir Hinnek?
Ah, le diable sec. A capable chevalier. But I do not trust him. There is treachery in his eyes.
You think so?
My instinct rarely lets me down.
How do you get on with Janosch and Adder?
Oh, those two. Once in Kuttenberg, I also had a servant who pretended not to understand me and thought I did not understand him when he spoke German in my presence. But he was wrong. He is no longer my servant.
How do you get on with Sir Hans?
Oh, young Lord Chapon may be inexperienced and hot-headed at times, but he's the one of the few here who knows how to play chess. And I have a great respect for chess players. Needless to say, he has not managed to beat me yet. Godwin and Jeska can also play. And that devil in press clothing beat me. Merde.
Have you met Godwin?
The priest who is very skilled with a sword. Priests should not be such good swordsmen. That is what knights like me are for. In addition, he can play chess just as well as he wields a sword. And in drinking wine, he beats even the best Frenchmen. A man of talents. Or perhaps the devil is behind it.
Have you had the chance to meet my half-brother yet?
Samuel. It is strange that he joined your... our group. It is not usual for his, people. But he's certainly a good reinforcement.
What do you think of Kubienka?
A good warrior. But he has no morals and no manners, like all mercenaries.
Well, I don't think he cares much about that.
And that is just the problem. How can you trust a man who does not want to be a knight?
Tell me, how did the siege of Kuttenberg go?
Ah, mon ami, poorly, poorly. But what could I do? Stand down from leading the defense like a coward? After all, I had to live up to my reputation. And at the time, it did not look hopeless at all. I thought it would be enough to stall Sigismund for a while before the Allied army arrived. And that would not have been so difficult.
Only no army arrived.
Précisément. The hope for a swift end melted away, and the courage of the burghers along with it. I, who fought in 5 countries, was relieved of command, arrested, and handed over to Sigismund.
I heard your attack on the trebuchets was a disaster.
It is true, but that was not my fault. The Kuttenbergers blamed me to cover up their own failure. Ces connards. I made the correct decision, but I was given bad intelligence. The Kuttenberg spies that I sent out reported that the trebuchets weren't defended, but they were too cowardly to take a good look from up close. This tragedy would never have happened if it were not for their stupidity and lack of heart. But enough of that. There is no point, as you say, in crying over the spilled milk. One must move forward. In the meantime, however, I can pass on some of my experience to you. After all, I am not getting any younger, so it is time to pass my wisdom on to future generations.
I'd like to learn.
It will take some time, and a few groschen, mon ami. Acquiring my art came at great cost, so I cannot pass it on for free. Especially now, when I have been unjustly stripped of my possessions, and I must rely only on my sharp wits. Ainsi, Valdesta, what would you like to hear?
他没有地法，哎，可惜了。布比耶卡回来了，跟他对话。
Where'd you learn how to shoot so well?
Well, where would you say? It wasn't in the royal palace with that fleshy master archer. You can be sure of that. It's the result of years of practice. You'll soon find out live targets are the best. And if they have 2 legs, that's better yet. But I have to admit, each year it gets harder to keep my eye on the target. My hands are starting to shake. That's why I need to drink so much. When I'm properly wasted, it cancels out the shaking. And then, my aim's like when I was a lad.
啊，这什么负负得正？天哪！喝就说嘛。我们去2楼找一下哥德温。啊，卡彭在这。
Henry, You have no idea how glad I am to see you alive and all in one piece. I was really worried about you. I prayed to Our Lady the Protector to watch over you in Kuttenberg. It's good she heard my pleas.
Thanks for putting in a good word. It definitely came in handy, because it wasn't nice at all. Lots of violence and death, countless foes. We could have easily kicked the bucket any moment.
God damn! What happened there?
I don't know if words are enough. Simply... it was just like Skalitz. Confusion, screaming, dying, and then the flames. The worst part came when the gate fell. It was as if the bloody gates of perdition opened for a moment, and hell surged into the world.
God protect us! God damn it! I should have gone there too. I could have been some use at least.
I'm always glad to fight by your side, but you wouldn't have changed anything there. There were too many of them. And when the whole street was thronged, there was no stopping it. All we could do was try to hold back Eric's people as long as possible, so the locals could flee to the synagogue. See, there's a hidden tunnel inside it, leading out of the city.
Fucking tunnels! Ugh. But thank Christ for them. What about Liechtenstein?
He's fine. And he managed to get those mysterious documents of his out. He left with the survivors for Colleen.
Praise God. He's from an old and glorious house. It would be a dreadful pity if he got left behind. The main thing is you got out. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to thank you properly for coming to Malashov for me.
Well, you can easily rectify that here and now.
That's exactly what I intend to do, my brave and faithful companion. First and foremost, be it known that if you should ever similarly find yourself in captivity, I swear before our Lord Jesus Christ that I shall come for you as you came for me. And secondly, I have something here for you. A truly knightly reward for your knightly deed. A hunting bow that has no equal in the province. I hope it'll brighten your thoughts after all those horrors. It can fell the mightiest buck deer and enchant many a doe. And besides, it has attached to it an enlightening history.
Well, I'm honoured. Thank you, friend. Just a moment. This bow looks familiar. I believe I saw it among Margrave Yob's things.
Good heavens. You really don't miss anything, do you? When I found out that Yobs would gladly leave me locked up, it got my blood up. So, to pay him back, I relieved him of the bow in Raborsh. And it was immediately clear to me that that bow should go to none other than you.
哇靠，慷他人之慨。
Tivole. You can't just steal a bow from the Margrave. When he finds out...
If he finds out, he can complain to the Lord of Perkstein. And when I have it out with him, that bow will be the last thing on his mind, believe me. It'd be great to try that bow out right away. We could ride out together on the hunt. Wine, bacon, wine, the deep woods, a quiver full of arrows, wine, shoot some deer and celebrate with wine, like we used to do back home.
We only went hunting together once.
But it was memorable. Don't tell me you wouldn't like to do it again. But first duty, then some fun, eh? You'd better be going.
好你个卡婆，太狗了。难怪我们这房间有2个床，原来另外一个就是给这个哥德温准备。
I heard you fought in the Battle of Kosovo. Is that true?
Why wouldn't it be?
I heard it was a horrible massacre, and there were no survivors.
Horseshit, lad. That's just horseshit. It was a massacre. Aye. A terrible slaughter. But the other side lost many men as well.
So how did it happen? Tell me. I don't think I can quite imagine such a massive battle. How many soldiers were there?
Countless, lad. I'd never seen so many take the field. At least 10,000 men on our side. And Sultan Murad must have had at least twice as many with him.
So how did the battle go?
Lord forgive me, but it went to shit.
Could you be more specific?
Specific? Well, I only know what people said after the battle. When you're in the midst of it, you don't see what's happening around you.
Which was?
Well, it's hard to describe. Attacks are followed by retreats, and between that, only fatigue and dust.
So what happened?
When the battle began, the Serbian cavalry crushed the Turkish left flank. It looked good for us, but alas, that was just the beginning. Soon, we got ours too. We fought valiantly, but they pushed us back, and in the meantime, they hit our center. The Sultan's Janissaries attacked us there. Damn devils, and raised all hell. Rivers of blood soaked the ground.
How could you survive something like that?
You can't give up, and death isn't an option. But then a rumor spread that Prince Lazar had fallen, and everything began to crumble. But he was a tough old warrior of the Nemanjic royal blood. He wouldn't give up just like that. With an arrow in his eye, he climbed his horse and rode straight for the Sultan. Well, that's how he saved us. The battle then lasted until evening. But no one had the strength to force the enemy to retreat.
那跟土耳其人打仗，对他们来讲应该是挺噩梦的，因为会有一大堆的弓箭呢，非常多的箭雨。然后他那个切里尼军团，我记得就是禁卫军啊，就是苏丹的禁卫军啊。他们应该是，我记得他们的服装虽然外面穿衣服，可是我记得他们是有锁子甲的，所以严格来讲，他是应该算重装部队。我如果没有记错的话，不过他要去看是。不晓得有没有文件显示他这个是不是有统一的服装，是这个时候就有了，15世纪初就有，还是后面才有统一的？不晓得，等下去研究一下。一般切里尼印象应该都是那个君士坦丁堡陷落的那个时候的信，不太确定这等于是提早了4、5。现在这个是1406嘛，对，等于是提早了。40几快50年的事了。对。
And where did you fight?
In the saddle. I'm a nobleman after all. But I lost 3 horses under me. So in the end, I also fought on foot. Most of us mercenaries were on the left flank, under the command of Vlatko Vukovic. But he soon got wounded, and the men began to flee. I mean, if it wasn't for Nicholas Gabriel, we wouldn't be talking here today.
And who was that?
The commander of our company, a born warrior, and a good friend. In fact, Zhishka reminds me of him a bit sometimes. In any case, the fact that Gabriel had taken a command at that point meant our flank did not buckle, and the Ottoman rabble did not cut us to pieces as we fled.
So who won in the end?
The battle lasted all day, and in the end no one knew who had won. Because both sides left the field. Only later did we find out. Prince Lazar had fallen there alongside all his Serbian nobility. Still later came the news that Lazar had been captured and executed by the Turks the day after the battle.
They executed a prince?
Aye. They beheaded him. Because someone had slit their sultan's throat like a piglet.
So you didn't win?
It's hard to say. We held our own against the odds and survived. Only without their prince, it was just a matter of time before Serbia fell into the new Ottoman Sultan's lap. Fortunately, I didn't stick around to see it. All the same, even as I'm telling it, it strikes me what an adventure it was. I suppose time heals all kinds of shit. In the end, you forget the bad things. And yet, I can only thank God that Nicholas Gabriel was there.
Your captain?
Aye, him. We actually became friends of sorts. He even taught me one of his sword tricks.
He did?
Aye, really. I could even show you sometime. A memory of the good man who saved my arse on that day.
Would you show me the swordsmanship technique Commander Nicholas taught you back in Kosovo?
Why not? I'd be happy to show it to you. But whether you understand it is up to you. Oh, at any rate, you need to be quick and thorough, because for once, you aren't attacking the head directly, but rather the opponent's sword. When you knock it aside, you open up space for a deadly blow. Now come and try it a few times.
不愧是我们的好神父啊，免费教我。我们来看一下，是这个吗？罗森斩击，应该是架开对手长剑并打击头部。哇，这个要4个，上左左右。长剑还有个技法没学到，还会打到什么时候才学得到？好，我们来找杰斯卡吧。这一趴也好了，我本来就很想跟这些人对话，感觉现在才真正要进入到主线。先存个档好了，省得任务开始就不能回头或什么之类的。
I bring bad news from Kuttenberg. Eric's soldiers and the town rabble have torched the Jewish quarter. Fortunately, we saved most of the people. But I doubt they can form an alliance with us now.
Fuck! Where are they now?
Samuel and the rabbi took those who survived to Colleen.
Shit. We have to find Dry Devil and Capon and decide what to do next.
Well, Samuel said he wants to be around for that, and we should wait for him.
I see. But if he's gone to Colin, he won't be back till tomorrow. Oh well, at least we'll have time to get everything ready.
All right. I'll come tomorrow then.
好，来等他一下。
What's your problem?
Nothing. 这个时间就是先月食，然后再时间算一算，差不多再来睡觉。 月食到晚上，然后再睡到早上这样子。
A lovely U-boat the other day.
Oh. 先吃点东西。不是找三缪尔吗？他在哪里？看可不可以直接跟他对个话看看。啊，在这。现在是不能对话，好，就是逼我一定要先找杰斯卡。
Can we start the meeting? We don't have much time.
Aye, we're all waiting for you. Right, gentlemen. I think it's clear to all of you what a shitty fucking mess we're in. We were caught off guard at Rabosh.
And they nearly fucking kill us all.
Yes, and they attacked the Jewish quarter.
Thanks a lot for reminding me. I almost forgot.
At least Henry here and Kubienka got most of the people out.
That's true. Good work, men. How did it all go down?
To tell the truth, we were lucky as hell. We got there before it all started in earnest. That's why we managed to get those people out.
Lucky my arse. We gave those bastards a thrashing. They thought they'd loot and torch the whole place, but we scared them shitless.
It is nice that you found my people's suffering so entertaining. But what I want to know now is how you all intend to avenge them.
Well, what do you have in mind?
We shouldn't give up. That's the main thing.
Except that Sigismund has the League of Lords and a whole fucking army. And what do we have? Fuck all! Come on, lads. Jobst will bring his army soon. It'd be fucking mad to try on anything big before that.
It might take weeks for them to arrive. Von Berghoff will have found and caught us by then. We have to get rid of Von Berghoff. It's because of him that we're in the situation we're in, after all.
You mean in the shit, Sir Hans? No need to mince words.
Von Berghoff is just Sigismund's puppet. We're not going to waste time on him, are we?
Aye. It would be better to go straight after the most heavily guarded man in the kingdom. Brilliant idea, youngster.
Sigismund is out of reach, but perhaps we can get to Von Berghoff, and that should gain us some more time.
That fucker is Sigismund's right hand, so we'll chop it off.
Why kill him? You know what ransom we can get for that bastard.
Are you all fucking daft? Von Berger was holed up in Malashov, so unless any of you can fly, we can't get to him.
Oh, that's true. To take a cost like that, we'd need a dozen men, ladders, and maybe also a trebuchet or cannon.
There's no maybe about it. We'd certainly need a cannon.
So we steal the one von Berghoff used at Nebakov.
Well, why don't we just steal all the silver from the Italian court and buy our own, eh? Use your head before you open your mouth.
Hang on. Maybe Janosch's idea isn't all that bad.
How do you mean?
I recently sent Catherine to spy on Sigismund's military camp near Opatovitz. She told me Von Berghoff has his cannon stashed away there. But it seems things are getting a bit out of hand there. So the Prague regiment he's in charge of is going to move it to Sedlets. And it might not be that well guarded along the way.
So we'll steal it, right? We'll wait till they go through some ravine, and we'll shoot at them from the rocks. The way you did to us before Nebakov.
I see you've learned something from me. But it's not that simple. What we need is for one of us to get amongst the Pragas, so he can keep an eye open and tell us when they're moving out.
And if we succeed? What then? There's 5.5 of us. Even with a cannon, that's not enough to take Malashov.
There's not much we can achieve on our own.
But show me the fool who'd want to join us.
There's always a few mercenaries around, right?
And how are you going to pay them, eh? I sure as fuck haven't got the coin.
That's enough! Von Berghoff has to die. Painfully, and above all, as soon as possible. And if there are not enough of you, this might help.
Well, well. That's a sight for sore eyes. Why the fuck didn't you show us that earlier? We could have saved ourselves a lot of blathering.
We really appreciate it, son. Believe me.
And we won't mind if you got a couple of more purses like that.
If you will permit, monsieur, I might be able to contribute. I know a few mercenaires in this part. They may not be La Cavalerie Royale, but for such a purse, they will gladly tear Malashov down stone by stone.
Ah, a company of mercenaries, a surprise attack, and a cannon in reserve. We could do something with that, couldn't we?
No, not so fast. We don't have the cannon yet.
Then we'll fucking get it! We'll find a good spot for an ambush, and send someone into the camp to spy on them. What about you, Henry? You'll get yourself recruited into the Prague regiment, and when they take the cannon to Sedlitz, you'll send us a message via Catherine.
我吐槽一下，为什么又是我？
Me again? Can't someone else go?
Me and Devil have to come up with a plan. Sir Hans might get recognized, and the others... Well, let's just say I give you the best chance of success.
All right, then.
That's settled, then. Henry will go to the camp. Catherine will tell you all you need to know. You'll find her in the bathhouse there. In the meantime, Ada here can go to Malashov and find out how von Berkhoff and his people are stationed there. But look, don't touch.
Za kogo ty mnie kurwa masz?
A lot of soldiers need a lot to eat. They'll have to stock up.
I'll go hunting. This tavern's a bit crammed for my liking as it is.
And what are we going to do?
We're going to prepare a warm welcome for the Pragas.
What do you say, Sir Hinek?
Well, what the fuck are you all sitting here for? Didn't you hear? The fun's about to start!
Henry, come here. I need to talk to you.
What do you make of this Brabant fellow?
He's unquestionably a remarkable knight, that Vatalin. He rambles on a lot, though. My head nearly burst listening to him sometimes. Although it was better than being stuck there alone. Otherwise, he seems to me like a bold and worldly gentleman, if a little obsessed with wealth.
I agree. He seems quite likeable. And he's got a score to settle with Sigismund, like we do.
He certainly has.
What happened when von Bergov hauled you off after the Nabokov battle?
It was a dreadful journey. Jesus, don't even remind me. It was a bit better in Malashov. Apart from being locked up, of course.
Did anything happen along the way?
No, but it took ages to get to Malashov. 4 or 5 days in that god-awful cart. I was traveling with von Owlet's minions. They hauled me in one of the wagons. They treated my wounds a bit, but I was still in a really bad way. After that battle and all.
What did they do with you in Malashov?
Nothing much, actually. They took care of my wounds, and then stuck me in a room with Brabant. But they treated me decently, as befits a noble. Von Berghoff came asking questions a couple of times, but that was about it. Only I almost went mad from being cramped in that damned room. It's a good thing you got me out of there.
What was the problem with the room?
That I couldn't get out of there. You saw yourself when you came for me, didn't you? It's just that since Nabokov, when they shot the tower right down on my head and I was stuck there. Well, since then, I don't feel well in cramped spaces. Actually, I never did. I always preferred to be outdoors. But since Nabokov, it's worse than ever. I had a feeling the roof would fall on my head again and I'd be buried alive.
有点像是创伤症候群。
I understand. It's a bit awkward for you that the nobility lives in castles.
That's a fact. Once I get my hands on my estates, I'll build a new castle that only has huge rooms and lots of spacious courtyards. And above all, no secret passages.
Great. I'm really looking forward to this new castle of yours.
You can be the castellan or something. Don't worry, I won't forget you. I'll even have a forge built so you feel right at home.
要是真的后面星座开发是卡彭当主角，那他这种爬地道的，他们要怎么去圆这个部分？他的幽闭恐惧症。
They didn't let you out at all, but you were in that room for ages.
No, they let us walk around the fortress a bit. We even went out for a ride twice, but they watched us like hawks. Not a chance of escape. But most of the time we were in that room. Like I say, I'm really glad you got me out of that hole.
哦，那库比耶卡跟他那个有点穿模了，好恶心。
What did von Berghoff want from you?
Just the usual courtesies. The captivity of nobles has to observe certain formalities, you know? It's not like they could just throw you in some hole. They behaved fairly respectfully, but of course he was fishing for information. About Radzig and Hanush and especially Jobst. What they're planning, how many men they have on the field, who else they're negotiating with and that.
And what did you tell him?
Nothing that he didn't already know. I played as dumb as the village idiot. I only told him they sent us with that message and discussed the rest when we were gone.
And did he swallow it?
I think he suspected I was bluffing a bit. And then he tried to loosen my tongue by letting me go hungry for a while. But he soon gave up when he saw he was getting nothing more from me.
My word. Nice work keeping him at bay. But the main thing is, you're alive and kicking. And back with us.
Indeed. Henry, my most faithful friend.
Uh-oh. That sounds a bit too friendly for my liking. You need something, don't you?
Me? Never. But you do. You need to relax a bit. Let your hair down. So it occurred to me, you might like to go hunting with me.
Poaching, you mean?
Poaching's what commoners do, not me. Come on. We promised Zizka we'd find some meat for the mercenaries, didn't we?
The gallows at Trotsky didn't teach you a lesson, eh?
Oh, come on. That was a one-off. Let's not make it a tradition, eh? Come on. We'll clear our heads and stretch our old limbs. What you say?
What if we get caught?
Then Lord Capon of Perkstein will explain to them that he and his page are hunting on the local lord's land. Don't be such a scaredy cat. Listen, I found this great spot in the forest near Bohuniewicz, an abandoned hunter's camp. I thought you might like to come with me, have a drink, chat, and do some hunting. What's more, it's on the way to Sigismund's camp.
I've got some things to do first.
No rest for the wicked, eh? Drop by when you're free then.
卡朋又想打猎。等一下，看他录多久？也是时间还挺够的，那可以解。
I hope you'll use the money from Sam wisely. The mercenaries, you know. Who are they?
The best fighters I have ever met. You will not regret a single groschen, mon ami.
Hmm? 卡彭。
That money? Are you really going to give it to us just like that? Such a fortune.
What do you mean, give it to you? We earned this together, are we not?
No, you know what I meant. I'm grateful to you, but your people lost everything. I'm sure you could do with every groschen you can get your hands on.
Henry, money is power, but not when it's locked up in a chest somewhere. You have to know when to spend it, and what on. And believe me, getting revenge on von Berkow is worth every last groschen.
好吧，没办法评论什么。
The camp might be pretty dangerous. Have you got any advice for me?
Catherine's the one who knows about spying and that kind of thing. But it won't do us any harm if you make yourself useful there. I don't expect you'll just blurt out to them where they can find us, but loitering around the camp, peeking here and there, that's always suspicious, so watch it.
Taking Malashov won't be easy. How do you plan to do it?
You'll find out in good time, don't worry. First, I have to talk it through with Dry Devil, though. With a bit of luck, we'll get inside the castle unobserved at night, and then we'll manage somehow.
What about that cannon you sent me for?
We'll keep that in reserve in case anything fucks up. And believe me, something always fucks up.
没错，先朝最坏的方向去准备好。我靠，他什么时候跑上来了？速度这么快？不是啊，卡彭死哪里去了？还是他已经？他跑来这了，他去洗澡了是吧？
You're all careful.
Quick! I've been shot by Cupid's arrow and only you can save me.
My, oh my, such a distinguished gentleman interested in me? I'm going to blush.
Oh, come on. I really need this bath. And since I have to get undressed anyway, why not make the best of it, eh?
That may work on noble ladies, but we'd be happy enough if you pay.
阿鹏，你有要付钱给他吗？没有啊。怎么挡好？让他解个打猎任务吧，希望不会出什么差错，但应该是不太可能。
About that hunt, we can go.
Glad to hear it. Saddle up, Henry. I can smell the game from here.
美好过去，是像一代致敬一样的打猎任务。这个要是可以重复解就好了，这样就比较有日常中世纪日常的感觉，也比较像是这个中世纪模拟器的，对，有些东西可以重复解。所以官方应该看之后更新，应该把一些这种任务要弄成可以重复也一样，就像那个比武大赛是可以一直重复打一样，这样子，你就可以名副其实的变成真正一个中世纪模拟器。尤其是这游戏又开始有支援那个模组了。要是能够像导入一些骨架或什么的，搞不好还可以列一些奇特的生物啊或什么的。亨瑞是哪一本？啊，他们会闲聊吗？应该会闲聊一下吧，不然也太干了吧。哇，没有闲聊哦，那好吧，那我只好到时候把它剪掉。
Ah, can you smell that? Freedom!
No, the only thing I smell is trouble.
That's the stink of your own bad breath. This place smells of adventure, friend.
I'm not so sure. You know how our last hunt together turned out.
You mean when we had that bet in Rattay? About who'd bag more hares? And I won.
It wasn't my day, but I still came out of it better than you. Or have you forgotten about the Cumans who caught you and tied you to a tree?
Aye. That's something I'd rather forget. It wouldn't happen to us now, though. We're far too experienced. It's not long ago we were brawling in a tavern, and now look at us. It's amazing how much we've been through together.
And how many adventures we still have ahead of us, eh?
I hope so. But to be honest, conquering Malashov and capturing von Bergov, I hope Shishka has a foolproof plan.
Ah, don't worry. It's nothing we can't handle.
And when we tell our story in some tavern, the lasses will be falling at our feet.
I'm surprised you haven't got bored of it yet. Chasing after girls like a gander after a loose goose.
Oh, is that some kind of peasant saying?
Oh, you don't like it? Bit earthy for your high-born taste, is it?
It's demeaning to all my my sweethearts.
Oh, sorry about that. But I hope you won't be so busy with wenches you forget your old mates.
No chance of that. The world's full of pretty wenches. But a good friend. Once you find one, you have to hold on to him. You remember what I told you before the Cumans caught me, don't you?
Something about minions, wasn't it? It's always helpful to have a minion at hand.
That's right. And I'd say you're a lot more than just my minion these days. But that's enough chat. It's still a fair way to the camp. How about we go a bit faster?
Let's go.
Wait, can you hear that? There are people in the camp. Bloody hell. Soldiers. Sigismund's men, judging by the colours. Shit, there's a dead body. Over there, by the tree. A local hunter, probably. He must have stumbled across them. Those bastards will pay for this.
What are we gonna do?
We came here to hunt. So let's hunt.
Are you sure? There's quite a lot of them. I'd rather not end up tied to a tree like you did in Rattay that time.
Come on. We can handle this motley bunch.
All right. Let's get them.
That's my boy.
哦，直接就这样开打。
I've been waiting. Fuck you! You won't get me.
Bleeding, are you?
You'll kick the bucket, you shit! Hey, come on! You'll die for that, you bastard!
And that's that.
What now? Make camp and go hunting?
I don't know. I seem to have lost my mood for it. But we promised to bring some meat, didn't we?
Oh, these fellas were just skinning a doe. That should do it.
All right. Let's cut it up and take it back to Devil's Den. We'll go together, right?
Of course.
All right. You take care of the doe. I'll start digging a grave.
就这样结束了，看来只是个差事而已，没有对话。哇，你是说那些人是可以对话，然后争取来为我们而战？不晓得。我卡彭说想跟他们打，那我就打。哎，不太可能，会是毕竟是西奇斯蒙德的士兵，又不是一般野鸡佣兵的。 哦，应该还有一点时间，所以海瑟琳在营地碰面，哦，我们就去解这个破地方的这个盗贼工会支线吧。哦，一路冲过去。 好，转个档，编够吧。时间其实有那么一点点尴尬，今天就把任务接了。不行，这任务应该是要解一阵子，我相信会很快能解。先把任务接了哈。 希望没有动画或什么。有动画的话留在下一集，这样比较好。
Good day to you.
I'm here. I'm sure you have another job for me.
I do, but not just any job. Dies Irae is upon us. We'll finally hit Sigismund where it hurts the most. We'll cut off the flow of silver into his purse.
It sounds like you want to shut down his mines.
Aye, that's exactly what I'm planning to do. Well, what we're planning. And you'll be the most important figure on the board.
What do you mean?
As you already found out,
The flow of silver is the reason why Sigismund laid siege to the city. If we take that reason away from him, he'll have no choice but to leave.
Now, that's pretty far-fetched. There are many different mines, and besides, silver isn't the only reason he's here.
Let's forget about the technical discussions for now. Tell me, Henry, are you in or out?
Aren't you afraid of the gallows?
What's one human life compared to the importance of saving the entire kingdom? Someone would have to rat us out, and I don't think any one of us would do such a thing.
How do you want to do it?
With the combination of modern science and some good old hellfire.
Could you be a little less cryptic?
We're going to blow the place sky high.
Why me, of all people?
You're reliable, Henry. You've proven yourself. Besides, I've heard you've been down in a mine already. It won't be anything new to you.
How do you know I've been down in the mines?
You can find brothers and sisters of the guild even in places where you'd least expect them. Like in a mine.
Why don't you send one of them then?
They're simple miners. You've been in the war. You can work independently, and you're reliable.
I still don't exactly know what it is you want me to do.
Do you know what black powder is?
I've had the pleasure. A lot of smell, smoke, and noise.
1 barrel should be more than enough for our purposes.
A whole barrel?
We need to collapse the adits, and to be sure it'll work. Your job will be to get your hands on the powder and bring it to the mine.
I don't like this.
I didn't expect that of you. Don't you want to chase that parasite out of the kingdom?
I do, Chenyak, but this is too dangerous. I'm sorry.
If you change your mind, you know where to find me. We've got no chance without you. Farewell, my friend. Was that you?
The service might be a bit slow here.
Never mind then.
A regular for life and beyond.
先把任务接了好。
I've changed my mind. I'll help you collapse the silver mine.
Then let us celebrate the return of the prodigal son.
Where can I start?
I know exactly where. Ask the gun forger, Eldris. He's one of the Kuttenberg councillors and one of Sigismund's men. If there's anyone that knows where to get black powder, it'd be him. Wouldn't it be the irony of fate that the one behind Sigismund's fall will be one of his allies?
Getting the information out of him won't be easy. But we'll see.
I'm sure you'll figure it out. And remember, I don't want to see any needless violence and bloodshed. We're trying to overthrow a tyrant, but not stain ourselves with mortal sin.
Well, you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs. I can't guarantee there won't be some bloodshed.
Henry, you know we're not like that. Please try to avoid it. As soon as you have the barrel, head straight to the mine. Goliath and Hogg will be waiting for you at the camp near the entrance. Oh, and before I forget, here's a few groschen. Hopefully they'll make your search a bit easier. Farewell, good sir.
就竟然是这种任务，敌后破坏工作，听一下朱略之有什么想法
Henry, a word.
Well, I reckon you've got a better offer for me again.
You're damn right. And not just any offer. So keep your voice down, in case anyone's listening.
Tell me, then.
You've been here for some time now, so I'm sure you've noticed Chenyak is, well, you know.
A good leader?
Yeah, right. Chenyak is a weakling, and too careful for his own good. Always babbling about his ideals, telling our fellas they can't do this and that's not appropriate.
I couldn't agree more.
You see, friend? We can all agree on that. We're better off without him, don't you think? Unless we start bringing in a lot more money, we'll all starve to death anyway. Chenyak is dragging us down.
I don't like where you're going with this. You better stop before it's too late.
Easy now, friend. I was just kidding. You didn't really think I meant it, did you? Let's just go our separate ways and forget this ever happened, eh?
You better not fuck with me, Knuckles.
Take care, sir.
哇，他竟然是想要除掉他，这有点太过分了，没办法听。好，我还有点时间，我们赶快去对话一下，看可以进行到什么样的程度。虽然我觉得，火药这个枪炮匠铁定是有其他的，反正已经是一环套一环嘛，一定有其他破逼事要叫我们去帮他处理，他才愿意告诉
我。Grüß Gott. Was brauchst du, mein Herr?
Greetings, Eldris. Sure you remember me?
Ah, you're the waiter from the court. Was würden Sie brauchen?
A barrel of black powder.
My. Might I know wofür you need it?
Why don't we keep this on a strictly business level, and you don't ask?
But I need to know what you need such a thing for. Do you have any idea what I'm risking if it were to fall into the wrong hands?
I do. That's why I came to you. To find out how to get my hand on it without anyone finding out it's from you.
Good. Business is business, and money does not ask any questions. If I had any black powder, I would be happy to sell it to you. Unfortunately, I don't have any black powder right now. The last shipment went to the royal encampment near the city.
Isn't there anyone else who makes black powder?
Definitely not here in the city. Es gäbe dann einen Weg, but you cannot tell anyone I told you.
Go on then. My lips are sealed.
My business rival, Whisker of Colin, also supplies black powder to the camp. Ist ein glitschige Schlange, aber that is of no importance to you. More importantly, Whisker drives his wagon north from Colin through Bohonovitz towards the military encampment with a powder in tow. If he were to lose it, he would be in großen Schwierigkeiten.
And I'd have my powder.
Exactly. But like I said, you didn't hear it from me.
You can count on me. Thanks for the help.
对，我们这等于是帮他打击他的竞争对手。
That nobleman came back. He said he's not going to let it drop.
Verdammt, hochnäsig.
Hochnäsig? Meaning his nose is out.
Ja, genau.
I like that. We call them Parvinus.
So what did this Parvino say? Or did he just complain?
He mostly just complained. He said he'd go and see the bailiff and something about natural rights or some such nonsense.
So wie immer also.
If I may be so bold, what did you do to him?
Me? I was at the tavern with some friends and this Schnörsel was causing a scene. Johann went to him and asked him to calm down, and the Schnörsel started yelling, saying, how dare he speak to a noble like that? He had some sort of long name ending in von Nassenbad. So, I said to myself, Nomen est omen, and poured wine on his head.
Served him right, no?
Natürlich. But he said I offended him. And he wanted a duel.
Aye, these village nobles always think they're better than everyone else.
Von Nassenbad.
不知道他们讲的是谁，看来应该就是一般的这个闲聊，讲一些屁事。好，来看一下他这个偷袭的点在哪里。博赫诺维茨，对哦，这个村没有任务。哎，怎么这边又有新任务了 ？What the fuck！ 再过去看一下，是不是老鼠又有新任务给我们？
Why is this all sticky?
哦，是跟他回报了，对。好，先结束对话一下，存个档，然后跟他回报一下。
Chenyak, I've got something important to tell you. And it's not good.
The innkeep's got into the wine again? You've got to be kidding.
This is serious. It's about Knuckles.
Oh, what did he come up with this time?
He wants you dead. He even asked if I'd be the one to do it.
And? Will you?
Of course not.
I'm glad that you told me, and that you didn't actually consider doing it.
What are you gonna do?
Me and the fellas will go and have a serious talk with Knuckles, then show him the way out of the city. I'm not a traitor like he is, so I'll let him leave on his own.
Farewell. 他这个印记还在，后续还有任务，不会吧？好吧，我觉得这一集就到这边了，这个时间这样切刚刚好，然后今天这样也算是都把这个主线给暂时告一段落了，然后刚好也把这些重要的角色，我们也终于可以跟他们好好对话了，在这个酒馆这边，鬼巢酒馆这边，我终于把这些这段期间，大家流离失所、颠沛流离，终于可以聚在一起，然后把之前一些情况给透过聊天把这些情况补一补，然后过得怎么样，过程怎么样什么的，把这些资讯都补一补，这还不错。所以这集我也觉得蛮充实的。所以这一段主线等于这样结起来差不多要2个小时。当然前提是你对话是只看对话，不是只看文字，是把语音全部听完了的。我觉得这游戏其实演员的配音都还可以，我觉得还行。对，所以还是蛮鼓励大家慢慢看完，就当做是在看影集。啊，真是唏嘘啊！这年头游戏的剧情都比影集还要好啊，算是个趋势吧。对，欧美的这个影视圈好像也是问题，因为最近也是越来越走下坡路了，也是不太行。当然，少数有几个剧还不错看了，但我现在觉得玩游戏这种，起码这种3A 级游戏的演出，我觉得还能找到几部我觉得还行的。还不错的或很不错的，我觉得是还行，因为我觉得电影这几年你跟我说有超级好看的，或者是有像这个游戏或什么2077巫师3那种，好像博德3那种的，好像还真没有记忆点，你知道吗？没有哪一款让你有记忆点，哪一部让你有记忆点，真的没有，这也是挺唏嘘的。好了，我们现在就正式要搞西吉斯蒙德了，然后不过我记得那天看那个。IGN 发了一个这个也是 Kingdom Come 2的这个，它有剪接的很像是那种什么瞒天过海的那种犯罪团队的，他把主角这群人剪成了一个就短片，我忘了他是庆祝什么，是什么发布了还是什么的，对，他发了一个短片，然后我记得中间有一幕是西吉斯蒙德被叫起来说意大利公司发生被抢劫了还是什么，可是看起来我们去抢这个大炮应该是半路上就拦截了，所以我不太确定后面还有什么事件要去抢意大利公，所以感觉应该还主线看起来还蛮长一段的，因为下一段主线都还没有包含到这个部分的话，感觉应该还会有在下一段的主线，然后可能才是到后面我们要在苏赫多尔被围攻这样，看起来看主线应该起码还可以再玩个保守，我觉得应该还有大概10个小时左右，8到10个小时，我觉得。大概就这样吧，然后萨缪尔没有被偷袭，所以看起来他们那些犹太人应该是成功逃回科林。不过可惜列支敦斯登就这样下线了，对，没什么他的剧情了。对啊，后面会不会再登场不清楚。不过我是蛮想多看一点西吉斯蒙德的戏份，蛮想知道战马怎么去塑造这个国王的这个人的这个形象的，这真实的这种形象，对。我应该说这种活生生的这个游戏里面的这个形象，蛮好奇他们怎么去塑造，大概就这样。然后我们下一集我可能会先再解一解支线，然后才去做主线吧。对啊，我觉得我还是因为我感觉支线还是要解一解，有一些人啊或什么招募到了之后，应该后面的主线是可以发挥作用的，我是这样觉得。目前这个盗贼工会解完，你看格伦德、霍尔肖恩，然后古斯基托克、鬼巢酒馆这边还有，我犹豫还要不要录啦。 还是说我自己就把它解掉了？因为像刚刚那个跟卡彭去狩猎的那个，好像没什么录的必要。因为我以为会最后有一段动画，他们可能住在一起打猎什么，或者也许我如果好好劝走他们，然后真的打猎的话，才会触发后面的动画。这我就不晓得。我可能要考虑自己去读个档去看一下，是不是那一段是这样。如果是的话，那我可能就要。那段我可能要重录，或者是说单纯的就把那个可能事后的动画就录成 shorts 吧，大概就这样。好了，那这集够长了，我也不废话，就这样吧。那以上就是我们今天这个《天国降临：救赎2》的游玩内容了。那我们就感谢大家的收看，下次见，拜拜。